Our group and our partner and company Bleisured want to welcome you to our Value Creation Wheel project. The real estate agency Bleisured was founded in 2022 and is currently facing the challenge of effectively attracting new homeowners whom they can work with. To tackle this challenge, we applied the VCW and developed two solutions. The first solution is to identify and target golden visa communities online, and the second solution is to develop and try a referral program for students and existing homeowners with incentives. Both solutions do not require an upfront investment, but only an expense after a deal is signed. And Bleisured has with Simon and Sebastian the needed manpower to execute both solutions, and Trust Tiles have already started with promising results.
To give you a quick overview about the whole project, we applied the Value Creation Wheel together with the company Bleisured in the last weeks. Bleisured is a property management located in Lisbon, and we revolutionized the approach to engage new homeowners within the different phases and the structured ideation and strategic implementation of the VCW. Within this process, we created two primary solutions to target the Golden Visa community and a referral program for students and existing homeowners. These two solutions will broaden Bleisured's reach of homeowners and will lead to growth. Let me now introduce you to our amazing team. Together with Alexander, Petro and Lorenz, we started the project with the company Bleisured and the KDMs Simon and Sebastian.
Hi there, my name is Simon, and together with Sebastian, I'm one of the co-founders of Bleisured. Initially, this all started as a student project back when we were studying at Nova. We started Bleisured in 2022 because we saw a really big demand on the midterm rental market. That means if you come to Lisbon for a few months until a year, it will be really hard to find a furnished flat that is also serviced, where you just don't have a lot of hustle. On the other side, there's the homeowner that just is not that incentivized to provide such a solution because they can really easily go for a long-term rental. But after all, also we made the experience that even in long-term rentals, owners are just not equipped to really do proper property management. I mean, most of them have other jobs next to it. So we decided we have to be operators ourselves, and that's basically what we do. So from onboarding apartments, that means furnishing them, throughout the whole rental process, but also the maintenance, obviously, we manage the whole property and also the tenants.
After analyzing what Bleisured does, and within the value creation process, we focused on one current challenge. How can Bleisured effectively attract new homeowners to work with them?
In the value creation wheel, the first phase involves key decision makers defining available resources such as manpower, minute and money, and setting clear challenges and performance indicator. Following this, the increase phase allows a broad team, including stakeholders, to generate a variety of ideas and criteria to tackle the challenges without judging the quality of input. Next, in the assess phase, KDMs carefully select and prioritize the best ideas and criteria, applying weights to the most essential criteria for effective decision making. In the narrow phase, these ideas are further refined and evaluated against the selected criteria to identify the most viable solutions, which may also be prototyped. And finally, in the act phase, these solutions are operationalized and monitored by KDMs and stakeholders to ensure that the final outcomes align with the initial objectives. Let's jump right into phase 1. We begin this phase with a diagnostic of Bleisured and the Lisbon real estate market.
Our main goal, and I would say the mission that we have, is to provide a hassle-free solution for both the homeowner and the tenant. Because as said, if you don't have someone in between that really is doing that professionally, these two sides come on the market together and it can be in a pretty unorganized way. We saw that there is a lot going on in the real estate market in Lisbon, but there was not really a solution where we said this is really convenient for both sides and the people are acting in a really reliable way. So we just founded the business ourselves, and a little bit more than 2 years later, it's going actually great. We have over 20 apartments under management, and we grew a lot also in terms of the team. We're currently 10 people, and further, we're currently in the process of scaling our business to really become the number one choice in terms of reliability, as said, both for the homeowner but also for the tenant. When you have a look at the competitor environment, you will see that there's some platforms at Idealista, Airbnb, or Immovirtual, but those are not really directly our competitors because they are platforms. None of them operates, they don't do any cleaning, they will not furnish your apartment, it's just a place to advertise it. Blueground, for example, however, they are a pretty big company that does more or less what we do, and they're also active in Lisbon. They indeed started in the same moment as us. It's just a bit different because our business is bootstrapped and theirs is really heavily financed, and they also buy properties. How we position ourselves in that frame is that we really have a team that cares about the homeowner and the tenant. As said, on Idealista, it's just connecting the dots, but it's just a platform. Whereas it's really hard to satisfy each and every client individually, and that's literally what we're doing.
We conducted an analysis of Lisbon's real estate market using Porter's 5 Forces framework. The threat of new entrants is considered medium due to high capital requirements and regulatory hurdles. Yet tax incentives and grown areas increase attractiveness to foreign investors. The bargaining power of suppliers is also medium, influenced by high property demand and a diversity of properties available, which allows for some negotiation leverage. Competitive rivalry in the market is high, attracting a global mix of digital nomads, expatriates and investors, with foreign transactions constituting 29% of the market. The bargaining power of buyers is medium. Although there is high demand, significant rent increases limit negotiation power, though more affordable options do exist. And lastly, the threat of substitution ranges from low to medium as unique local offerings and strong demand for rental yields lessen the impact of alternative options like short-term rentals and hotels. Bleisured's strengths include excellent negotiation skills, clear communication with clients, a technology-driven approach, high occupancy rates, and a strong social media presence, allowing for tailored services due to its small and agile nature. However, they face weaknesses like suboptimal organic website traffic and limited capital resources, as it is a relatively new and self-funded entity. Threats to their operations include low brand awareness, downturn in the local real estate market, more capable competitors, regulatory changes, and cultural hesitancy from Portuguese homeowners towards foreign companies. Opportunities for growth include leveraging the position between overly large and too small competitors, their strong Google ratings, and the potential to attract an increasing number of international investors. Based on this SWOT analysis, we derived the TOWS analysis. Key strategies include leveraging a strong social media presence and negotiation skills to attract international investors and to capitalize on market downturns. Bleisured should aim to improve its web traffic through SEO and seek partnerships to enhance its marketing and visibility. Additionally, they should counteract its impersonality and cultural resistance from local homeowners by emphasizing personalized service and successful client stories. The ST strategies suggest differentiating from competitors by offering innovative property management solutions during market downturns. Let's analyze the real estate market in Lisbon through a PESTEL framework. Politically, strict regulations and tax laws influence market operations. Economically, Lisbon's attractiveness to international investors is impacted by high taxes and a low supply of real estate. Socially, there is a trend towards remote work and change in lifestyle preferences. Technologically, there is a shift towards online platforms and digital services. Environmentally, sustainability and urban planning are increasingly important, and legally compliance with various regulations shapes the market dynamics. We want to conclude this phase by elaborating the 5C framework and discussing the stakeholders involved. As we saw, Bleisured has strengths like strong negotiation skills and a technology-driven approach, but faces issues like underperforming website traffic. Its main customers are remote workers and digital nomads seeking long-term accommodation in Lisbon. Bleisured competes with both local property management firms and international rental platforms, and collaborates with local firms and real estate agencies to boost visibility and streamline rental processes. External factors such as economic conditions and technological advancements significantly influence the company's operations and the broader market environment. Employees, homeowners, and real estate agents are identified as highly influential due to their direct impact on marketing, customer satisfaction, and advising on property dealings. Future homeowners and tenants are also crucial, affecting the platform's growth and reputation through potential engagement and testimonials. Meanwhile, building contractors have a more indirect role, affecting property appeal and attractiveness. Moving on to the challenge. The challenge is, how can Bleisured effectively attract new homeowners to work with them? But is this really a challenge? Yes, it is. Attracting new homeowners to work with Bleisured is challenging due to intense market competition, the need to build trust, and the importance of clearly communicating the company's value. Economic conditions, legal regulations, and diverse homeowner needs add further complexity to this task. And without addressing the issue, Bleisured risks stagnant growth, diminishing market share, and potentially reduced stakeholder satisfaction. Fortunately, we have established direct lines to key decision makers who can both validate the problem and drive the implementation of solutions. We ensure continuous involvement and quick communication through tools like a shared WhatsApp group, which facilitates the integration of their insights and feedback into our strategic planning process. When asking for the why, we evaluated that Bleisured is facing this challenge in attracting new homeowners primarily because potential clients may not be fully aware of what Bleisured offers. And this awareness gap stems from marketing efforts. They may not be effectively targeted or sufficiently diverse, and a closer look reveals that their marketing strategy might be underperforming due to a lack of precise data on where potential homeowners are most engaged and what messages they respond to, likely because not enough resources have been allocated to market research and analytics. Bleisured are tackling a significant challenge in their marketing efforts due to several interlinked issues. Their leadership may need to place a stronger strategic focus on visibility. Additionally, the marketing team could be facing limitations in skill or numbers, while the methods might be outdated. Furthermore, the technological platforms for marketing may not be up to current standards, and the marketing content could benefit from being more engaging and widely distributed. Addressing these elements is crucial for improving market outreach and visibility for Bleisured. As a startup, Bleisured faces significant constraints across the key resources of money, manpower, and minute. Therefore, financially, we are focused on deploying cost-effective solutions due to limited available funds. Manpower is also scarce, as we strive for lean operations to stretch resources further. However, time is more flexible, so we're prepared to invest more time to balance and reduce expenditures, with Simon and Sebastian actively engaged in frequent discussions to support our project and navigate these challenges effectively. Our objectives are strategically divided across different timeframes to ensure a comprehensive approach to our project success. Initially, we are focusing on comprehensively understanding and applying the VCW model, ensuring we meet all deadlines, gaining a deep understanding of the market and its challenges, and maintaining high team satisfaction throughout the development of the project. Moving into the midterm, our objectives shift towards putting our solutions into practice, and this involves developing a detailed 3M analysis and proactively engaging with over 100 qualified homeowners identified during our initial phase, aiming to solidify these connections within this year. Looking further ahead into the long term, we aim to significantly enhance Bleisured's online presence by increasing website traffic by 50% over the next 5 years. Concurrently, we plan to optimize Bleisured's efficiency by reducing the cost per lead by 25% and aim to successfully convert 12, 15, and then 19 leads into homeowners over the next 3 years, each year improving on the last. Alongside these metrics, a key focus will be to amplify Bleisured's brand awareness, ensuring their market presence is both prominent and positive. This structured approach across short, mid, and long-term objectives will drive the strategic objectives and ensure Bleisured's growth is both sustainable and impactful. Now, let's talk about expected KPIs. We identified 4 KPIs for Bleisured, which can be measured both in the short but also mid and long term. First, website visitors, especially on the subpage for landlords. Then the number of leads, the number of conversions, as well as the cost per lead. KPIs regarding the VCW are the level of market understanding, the challenge progress, feedback given by the KDMs, and in general, the application of the VCW. Let's connect Bleisured's activities to specific SDGs. Here, we want to emphasize their role in promoting decent work and economic growth by supporting flexible and remote work environments. Additionally, we want to highlight their commitment to sustainable urban development through efficient resource use in furnished apartments, environmental responsibility in operations, and fostering partnerships to share sustainable practices and knowledge.
We will now have a deep dive in the phase 2 increase of the value creation wheel, meaning having a look on the ideas, criteria, and in the end of the purification of concepts. We will now start with the ideas. Within the first step, the idea collection, we conducted 4 qualitative interviews for the primary data. We first started with the question where the property is located and also if they already heard from Bleisured. After that, we continued with the satisfaction of online places, marketplaces for renting, and also if they consider in general switching to a property manager. And if yes, what would make them switch as a service, ending with then the challenges they face with their property currently. To highlight some key takeaways from the interviews, one could see that on the one hand, a low commission fee is required and a full transparency about all processes of their property, together with a strong communication. On the other hand, besides cost, the quality of the service is highly weighted and the service of choosing the right tenants. Additionally mentioned was the positive effect of word of mouth, which was also considered in the next phases. Additionally, we collected ideas which came directly without external help in our mind within the group in order to solve our predefined challenge. We came up with 6 main categories. On the one hand, the customer acquisition and retention, digital marketing and traditional marketing with outreach, the direct engagement and networking, also partnerships and collaborations, ending with service expansion and support. Within a second idea collection, we took external help from AI and Google in order to extend our idea portfolio. To highlight here is a new category, community engagement and also loyalty programs. Let's now have a look on the criteria. Conducting the same process for the criteria, we collected without external help the criteria within the group and then came up with 4 main categories. On the one hand, costs, alignment and compatibility, and on the other hand, impact and scalability, ending with feasibility and resource management. After the additional support of AI tools and Google, we collected then the secondary data within the group to further extend our criteria. The category of customer engagement and especially risk management was here important to highlight. We will now have a look on the purification of concepts. In order to purify our ideas, we conducted the poker method. Here you can see that we reviewed 10 ideas, killed 1 idea, multiplied also 10 ideas and kept 22 ideas. So after the poker method, we had 50 total ideas and built 7 total categories. After the purification of ideas with the poker method, we came up with 7 main categories as already mentioned. On the one hand, we have building awareness and education, engagement and personalized experience, but also digital presence and communication. On the other hand, customer acquisition and value creation. And also we had a look on sustainability and long-term growth, ending with support and enhancement and partnerships. Here's a brief overview about the purification process. At first, we did the brainwriting method, then we conducted qualitative market research with our homeowner interviews, followed by secondary data collection with the help of AI, and then ending with the poker method. Additionally, we applied the poker method also for the purification of criteria. You can see here that we reviewed 3 criteria, we killed 3 criteria, multiplied 0 and kept 26. So after the poker method, we had 30 total criteria and built 8 categories. Here you can see it's on the one hand market and brand analysis, compliance and standards, cost effectiveness, innovation and growth potential, engagement and reach, also risk and resource management, and on the other hand time and process consideration, and also value and sustainability.
Next, let's explore phase 3, assess, where we'll select the best ideas and decide how important each criteria is. This step helps us focus on what truly matters for our project's success. Here on phase 3A, we will be talking about the selection of ideas and the process behind it. After running the ideas through the KDMs, they decided that there was one idea missing from the digital presence and communication category, and it was added in this stage of the process and it was to run Google Ads for property management services. In this phase, the KDMs decided which ideas they wanted to pursue with to the next stages of the process, and they were mainly from the categories building awareness and education, engagement and personalized experience, digital presence and communication, customer acquisition and value creation, and partnerships and expansion. The ideas were to distribute flyers in mailboxes of target houses, run ads in relevant newspapers, host info sessions about Bleisured, contact homeowners on Idealista and Airbnb and try to drive them to the website, engage with micro-influencers for the promotion of their website, ads on real estate websites and blogs related to homeowning and renting in Lisbon, develop applications for websites to offer property evaluation, run Google Ads for property management services, develop referral programs for students and existing homeowners with incentives, and finally to identify and target golden visa communities on social media platforms. Here's phase 3C, where we talk about the criteria selection and the process of these criteria selection. In this phase, some criteria were added by the KDMs that they found were missing from the current criteria, and those criteria were: is it relatively easy to test on the category compliance and standards? Then from the category cost and effectiveness, the criteria added were: is the idea financially feasible? Is a focus on Lisbon achievable? Is it possible to directly speak to the homeowner soon? And are the leads qualified? On the engagement and reach category, we added one criteria, which was: can the idea have a significant impact? And finally, on the time in process consideration, there was one criteria added, and it was: can the idea be implemented within the desired time frame? After adding the missing criteria, the KDMs finally selected all the criteria they wanted to use moving forward with the process. And the criteria chosen were from the categories market and brand analysis, compliance and standards, mostly from cost and effectiveness, and one from risk and resource management. Finally, on phase 3C, we rank the criteria and weigh each criteria to select which ones are the most important. In this phase, the criteria were ranked from most important to the least important, and on the top of the pyramid, as most important, is: does the idea directly target homeowners? Then, is the focus on Lisbon achievable? Then, are the leads qualified? Is it possible to directly speak with the homeowner soon? Does the idea comply with current regulatory standards? Are the cost per lead in a good range? Is the idea financially feasible? Can success easily be tracked? Is it relatively easy to test? And finally, as the least important in this category, is: are there realistic success expectations for the idea? Keep in mind that no weights were included in this ranking, because Bleisured found all the criteria to be as equally important for the project, so therefore there were no weighings associated.
Now let's go over to phase 4 narrow, where we went on and defined the actual final ideas, conceptualized them, and transformed them into prototypes. Now let's have a look at how we use the value creation funnel to evaluate the different ideas. Here you can see an outline of the key criteria for evaluating the effectiveness of the assessed ideas. These criteria ensure alignment with strategic goals and include targeting homeowners for marketing efficiency, focusing on a Lisbon market for localized relevance, and generating qualified leads to boost conversions. The criteria also emphasize direct homeowner communication for faster sales, compliance with regulatory standards for legality and trust, and assessing financial metrics like cost per lead for sustainability. Additionally, the program's success is trackable for adjustments, easily testable for innovation, and sets realistic success expectations for resource allocation. Each criterion includes thresholds and justifications to support the program's objectives. After selecting the criteria, we evaluated the strategic initiatives Bleisured might undertake to ensure they meet the objectives and standards necessary for success. Each initiative is rated on a binary scale where 1 signifies compliance and a star denotes conditions under which the criteria might not fully apply. This systematic evaluation helps Bleisured to focus on implementing highly effective, compliant, and feasible marketing and operational strategies. This approach not only aligns with the company's goals, but also ensures that resources are allocated to the initiatives most likely to yield substantial returns and also foster sustainable growth. Here you can see a visualization of our value creation funnel, and as you can see from top down, the number of potential ideas decreased throughout the assessment, and the outcome were 2 final ideas, namely identify and target golden visa communities online and develop and try referral program for students and existing homeowners with incentives. As explained before, Bleisured is set to launch 2 strategic initiatives designed to attract new homeowners in Lisbon. The first strategy leverages targeted digital marketing to identify and engage golden visa communities online. This targeted approach ensures high quality leads and complies with legal standards, promising a high return on investment due to precise audience targeting and the use of scalable, trackable digital tools. The second strategy introduces referral programs with incentives for students and existing homeowners, capitalizing on personal networks to generate trustworthy and compliant leads. This method reduces acquisition costs and enhances conversion rates by leveraging the existing trust within these communities. Both strategies are carefully selected for their efficiency, compliance with legal standards, and their measurable impact, positioning Bleisured to effectively expand its market presence in Lisbon through both broad digital engagement and community-based marketing. These approaches outline a substantial and strategic path for Bleisured's growth in the real estate market.
Moving on to phase 4B, concept and value proposition. We begin with Portugal's Golden Visa program, which offers residency to non-EU citizens through real estate investments. And Bleisured positions itself to attract these investors by specializing in property management, specifically tailored to their needs. These includes everything from navigating the real estate market to managing properties remotely, ensuring compliance, and enhancing property value. And through a blue ocean strategy, Bleisured aims to differentiate itself by meeting the specific needs of Golden Visa investors online, offering customized solutions, and engaging directly with potential investors, thereby carving out a niche in the market and transforming challenges into strategic opportunities. To navigate in this blue ocean, we elaborated the following strategic approach. We suggest eliminating bureaucracy and adopting a more tailored approach in property management. By reducing communication barriers and leveraging scale, operational costs can be minimized. Our Blue Ocean strategy emphasizes enhancing services to meet the specific needs of investors, such as offering high-end lifestyle integration. Additionally, it proposes creating new services like a comprehensive community platform and a digital platform for real-time property management, which are novel offerings aimed at enhancing investors' engagement and satisfaction. Exploring the competitive landscape for the Golden Visa program, we see distinct positioning among the key players. Bleisured stands out by offering a more personalized service experience and leveraging technology more effectively compared to competitors. And while larger firms dominate in market coverage and investment offers, Bleisured excels in community outreach and legal support, ensuring a comprehensive approach that prioritizes customer needs and satisfaction throughout their investment journey in Portugal. This strategic positioning allows us to create unique value and attract discerning investors.
Now let's have a look at Bleisured's innovative referral program. We also identified this as a Blue Ocean strategy aimed at 2 distinct groups, students and homeowners. First, the referral program for students leverages existing relationships between students and landlords to facilitate new property deals, enhancing Bleisured's visibility and network expansions. The program incentivizes students to promote our services, extending our reach directly through their personal connections. Second segment, the referral program for homeowners, builds on word-of-mouth referrals by encouraging homeowners to introduce our services to potential new clients. This initiative not only boosts our visibility, but also enhances our market presence by capitalizing on the trust and communication within personal networks. By focusing on these targeted referral programs, Bleisured can expand its network cost-effectively, paying commissions not only when successful deals are made. This strategy is ideal for a startup with limited resources, utilizing social media platforms and partnerships with organizations like Erasmus Lively Sport to maximize reach and efficiency. We identified 4 key areas where adjustments can drastically enhance operations and market standing. First, we propose cutting or significantly reducing high reset commission fees facilitated through our referral program and simplifying complex rental contracts to make the process more accessible for students and remote workers. Second, by leveraging our referral program and community, we aim to fill properties faster than typical real estate providers, thus reducing vacancy times and streamlining customer service for quicker response times. Third, Bleisured plans to exceed typical market offerings by delivering personalized rental and property management services tailored specifically for remote workers, which includes enhancing tenant community integration through language courses, networking, and cultural activities. Fourth, we are introducing novel initiatives such as unique referral program in Lisbon with exclusive benefits alongside workshops and networking events designed to foster professional growth and deeper community. This graph illustrates the performance of Bleisured compared to the big league and little league companies across several key metrics in our referral program strategy. Each line on the graph represents the performance scores from 0 to 4 in areas such as market penetration, customer satisfaction, and cost efficiency. Bleisured excels particularly in areas like referral program effectiveness, community engagement, and sustainability of growth, showcasing their innovative approach and strong customer relationships. They also lead innovation in services and integration with technology, demonstrating their commitment to leveraging new technologies and creative service offerings. Bleisured performance in cost efficiency and flexibility of services show significant competitive advantage, which illustrates their ability to offer value while managing costs effectively. We've outlined both the short-term and long-term objectives for Bleisured's Blue Ocean strategy, as well as the key performance indicators we'll use to measure success. In the short term, goals are to increase the number of properties managed, to expand operational footprint rapidly, boost client satisfaction ratings to enhance the quality of the services, and diversify service offerings to meet a wider range of client needs. For long-term objectives, we aim to strengthen the brand positioning to solidify the reputation of Bleisured and market presence as a leader, increase brand awareness to reach more potential clients, and expand the market reach to increase geographical coverage and market penetration. To track the effectiveness of these strategies, the project KPIs will include the number of referrals and Golden Visa investors, which helps us to measure the impact of our targeted strategies. We'll also track the lifetime value of referred customers to gauge the long-term financial contribution of these clients. Let's dive into phase 4C, where we're going to transform those strategies into actual prototypes.
This is now the Golden Visa Investors prototype, and this prototype is split into 2 sections, the B2B section and the B2C section. In the B2B section, there is a strategic partnership with Golden Visa investment companies. So Bleisured in this case would contact companies that helped their clients obtain a Golden Visa through residence investment while this was still an option, because they have these contacts still, and these people still exist and own properties around Lisbon. And there are some companies that still help people get their Golden Visa, not through investment in real estate, but through other investments, who might also have investments in real estate. So the idea would be for Bleisured to offer a partnership to those companies where for every lead they provide to Bleisured, or for every new homeowner that Bleisured successfully signs through their company, the company receives a financial incentive for that successful lead. This financial incentive would be a small percentage of the first rent from each new homeowner. On the B2C side of things, there would be a targeted advertisement and acquisition in Golden Visa forums and social media groups. These groups exist in every social media platform where people go to find other people and communities of people who are in the same situation as them. And this way we could directly target these homeowners and not spend as much money on directed advertisement. And here is an example of the email that would be sent by Bleisured to the potential partners that they envision working with them on the B2B side of the idea. And this could either be through this type of email, as you can see, or by cold calls to those companies. We came up with the Golden Visa investor persona, and this is usually a person which their motivation for choosing Portugal's golden visa is the ease of travel across the Schengen area, the safety and stability of Portugal, the high quality of life with a rich culture, favorable climate, and low amount of taxes. The investment experience, they're usually very experienced investors with a diverse portfolio, and they're looking for investment opportunities that would provide a very stable return without very intense input on their behalf. The real estate preferences is usually luxury apartments or villas in prime locations, which Bleisured offers. And the key features sought are modern amenities, security, proximity to international schools and business hubs. On the B2C prototype, here are some examples of the direct messages that could be sent out by Bleisured to Golden Visa investors. On the left side, we have an Instagram direct message to a potential new lead. And on the right side, we have a Facebook post targeting those Golden Visa investors with a call to action to visit Bleisured's website and contact them directly for advice.
Here you can see the prototype for Bleisured's student referral program, detailing key components aimed at optimizing and scaling our student ambassador network. First, we plan to conduct ambassador training workshops to educate our ambassadors on Bleisured services and benefits, equipping them effectively to communicate these to their peers. Our compensation framework will provide financial incentives for each successful referral, encouraging active participation in the referral process. To evaluate the program's effectiveness, we will implement performance metrics, tracking each ambassador's referral count and the conversion of these referrals into signed contracts. This will allow for data-driven adjustments to enhance the program. Additionally, we will increase Bleisured's presence through networking and sharing opportunities, collaborating with institutions like Nova and Start Lisboa to boost visibility among students. We'll also aim to engage with student organizations such as Erasmus Live Lisboa by delivering presentations tailored to showcase the benefits of Bleisured services, thus fostering new brand ambassadors. The key takeaways from this initiative is that by integrating these strategic components, Bleisured aims to build a robust network of well-informed, motivated student ambassadors who are actively engaged in promoting their services. This will not only expand the market reach, but also enhance brand presence among the younger demographic. Here you can see the customer persona for Bleisured's student referral program. Sophia is a 24-year-old management master student that is motivated to join Bleisured's referral program to apply her academic knowledge practically, especially in services marketing, and also to boost her professional image by associating with an innovative brand. She enjoys being a resource for business recommendations and is driven by the immediate financial gains from her referrals. However, she faces challenges in retaining complex details about Bleisured's offerings and balancing her academic and work commitment with her role as an ambassador. She also participates in various student WhatsApp groups, crucial for networking. And understanding personas like Sophia allows Bleisured to tailor referral programs effectively, ensuring they are appealing and manageable for participants. This approach aims to maximize engagement and productivity from ambassadors like Sophia.
Having a look now on the homeowner referral program, it is important to highlight that this should be an incentive for the existing homeowners to refer new homeowners to Bleisured in order then to receive the financial reward. The program follows a simple structure. As you can see here, all existing clients are eligible. They contact potential clients, and if they are interested in a contract, they get tracked, and as a last step, they get the payment after the confirmation of the contract. To specify the financial incentives, it's a 3-month profit for each successful referral, which is defined as a new client who signed a contract with Bleisured. To further spread the program, Bleisured will use social media to showcase testimonials and promote it further via email newsletters. In the future, Bleisured could think about working with well-known interior designers or architects to build a wider network. As an example, how a homeowner referral participant could look like, we came up with a persona. Here you can see Anna Martins, she's 48 years old, and her potential motivation to participate in the referral program with Bleisured could, for example, be to enhance her income or also to expand her connections with property owners. To round up the prototype of the homeowner referral program, we drafted an email for the Bleisured community of the Bleisured homeowners, starting with the enjoyment of the current Bleisured experience and then announcing the homeowner referral program. After that, we elaborated on what they can earn.
Moving on to the final phase of the VCW, the ACT phase. Here, we will elaborate the 3 M's and the business model, evaluate the initially stated KPIs, and present control measures. Let's dive into the 3 M's and the business model for our identified solutions. First of all, we want to note that the motivation of the KDMs has been very high since the project's inception, demonstrating proactivity in implementing new ideas and growing the company. Therefore, motivation is essential as the 4th M for successful implementation. When it comes to the other M's, we see that we developed low-cost solutions that need some effort to be executed with a long-term orientation, for which continuous effort and program development is crucial.
The Golden Visa program and people that obtain the Golden Visa, the program is stopped for now, but there are still a lot of people that in the last decade achieved or obtained such a visa. Is especially interesting for us because there's a lot of people that have bought properties that are not in Lisbon, and they have exactly the problem that we satisfy. They obviously want to get some money out of it, some rentability, and oftentimes it's really nice apartments that are just vacant. And we said it's a shame if these apartments are actually empty. So it's a great idea to really go into this niche and target those homeowners, because we've just, other homeowners of ours are already Golden Visa owners, and they find it perfect being in the other side of the world while having a local partner that really cares about whatever comes to the property.
Continuing with manpower for the Golden Visa program, we identified several key tasks which were either already conducted or need to be taken care of in the future. On the marketing and finance side, we conducted structure financial incentives and payment structure, organized branding, content for outreach, organized contracts for B2B partnerships, conduct research for potential clients, communities on social media for B2C side, as well as develop the marketing content for B2C posts as the key tasks. In terms of sales and operations, the key and scripts for B2B and B2C outreach, conduct outreach for B2B and B2C customers, conduct research for potential partners, network with potential B2B partners, and manage the new leads. And overall, we can conclude that Bleisured has, with the both founders, Simon and Sebastian, enough manpower to execute the Golden Visa program. As of today, May 4th, 2024, we are actively engaged in the pilot phase of our Golden Visa program. Having initiated market research and research regarding potential partnerships early in April, we are now focused on fine-tuning our approach. This phase allows us to gather essential data and insights, setting the stage for the full-scale launch on June 1st this year. We are on track to optimize Bleisured services to meet the distinct needs of the international investors efficiently. Our financial projections for the Golden Visa program illustrate a promising trajectory over the next 3 years. We've based our analysis on an average monthly rent of 2,000 euros, with a commission rate of 12%, leading to a profit of 120 euros per month from each contract. Over the average contract period of 36 months, the customer lifetime value for B2B clients, after subtracting the initial referral costs, totals 3,960 euros, and for B2C client, it reaches 4,320 euros. Annually, this translates to profits of 1,320 euros from B2B contract and 1,440 euros from B2C contracts on average. We've mapped out 3 scenarios. A pessimistic scenario with a steady profit increase reaching 16,200 euros by year 3. An expected scenario where we've calculated with 12, 15 and 19 signed contracts for the first 3 years, resulting in a profit of 63,720 euros in year 3. And lastly, an optimistic scenario, where we anticipate achieving up to 90,720 euros, reflecting our strategic planning and potential market growth. These figures highlight the scalable profitability of the program as Bleisured continues to attract Golden Visa candidates and expand their services. The business model is crafted around the Golden Visa program, designed to deliver a seamless and profitable experience for both Bleisured and their clients. We've identified Golden Visa investors, legal firms, construction and renovation companies, as well as local cultural and lifestyle service providers as key partners. These partners enable Bleisured to offer comprehensive property management services tailored specifically for Golden Visa investors. The value proposition centers on providing a hassle-free investment experience through personalized management services and facilitated access to exclusive real estate opportunities. We foster a close customer relationship through direct updates and regular communication, as well as community events and seminars. Bleisured services are promoted through digital marketing efforts targeted at the international market, direct outreach at investment seminars and real estate fairs. The revenue streams are primarily derived from management fees and commissions on property sales and rentals, supported by a cost structure that includes referral costs for B2B contracts, marketing efforts, and the maintenance of Bleisured's investor support infrastructure. This strategic approach ensures Bleisured caters effectively to high net worth individuals seeking lucrative real estate investment opportunities in Portugal.
And students in general are a really interesting target group because I believe we can bring a big win-win-win situation. What does that mean? We obviously, as the company, if they provide us with referrals, that means homeowners and contacts of people that do have properties, we obviously benefit of that because we have new properties and they bring us business. But obviously we also can incentivize them through paying them some kind of money to be incentivized to also have something of it. And I mean, like as a student, it can be pretty interesting to gain some money aside, and it's not even that hard if you get to know some people. And I believe most of the students even have a broad network, through the family, through friends. So that is something that could come really at ease. And at the other side, also the homeowner, if they finally sign, and I mean, that's also when the student gets paid, the homeowner has a big incentive because they just get their property managed. If they wouldn't be in need of that, they wouldn't even sign such a contract. So we can be pretty sure that it's just beneficial for all sides.
We will now have a look on the manpower of the referral program. Since Lorenz and I were helping with the development of the idea, we divided the task between Simon and Sebastian. As they are currently responsible for marketing and finance for Simon and sales and operations for Sebastian, we tried to split up the tasks in the current areas. For example, Simon is helping with the structure of the financial incentives and also with the payment structure. But on the other hand, besides the finance part, he will also provide the branding content for social media, as he also is helping with marketing. On the other hand, Sebastian will develop a copyright strategy and also conduct research for potential partner universities for the student referral program and also manage and track new leads.
In terms of the 3Ms minute, we defined key phases for implementing Bleisured's referral program. The rollout begins with market research to analyze market dynamics and gather client feedback. Next, the pilot program phase involves launching a pilot, collecting data, and refining the program based on feedback. The full-scale launch is scheduled for June 1st, 2024, following successful pilot optimization, and displayed from April to June 2024. The timeline illustrates a structured approach that allows iterative refinement based on real-world data and feedback. Our phased rollout ensures the program is robust, data-informed, and closely aligned with user needs, maximizing its effectiveness from the start. Here you can see the financial projections for Bleisured's referral program. Based on the same assumptions as explained earlier by Alex, we focus on anticipated outcomes derived from key metrics such as average monthly rents, commission rates, and contract durations. We also included a pessimistic, expected, and optimistic scenario, and the financial model for Bleisured's referral program also is characterized by its lack of upfront investment costs, with expenses equaling 3-month rent. In this case, again, assuming an average rent of €2,000, this amounts to €360, only incurred when a deal is signed. This straightforward cost structure results in a yearly profit of €1,080 in the first year and €1,440 in the subsequent years. Bleisured anticipates signing 15, 20, and 30 contracts in the first 3 years, resulting in an expected profit of €82,800.
In order to sum up the referral program for the students and homeowners, we had a look on the business model, meaning on the key partners and key activities, also the key resources and the value propositions, and then we also had a look on the channels and customer relationships with the customer segments, and then ending with the cost structure and the revenue streams. Starting with the key partners, on the one hand, we have Nova School of Business and also Católica, but additionally, we see for a students referral program Erasmus Live Lisboa as a key partner, and for the homeowner program, it's clearly the homeowners who already work with Bleisured. Having a look now on the key activities, it is clear that tracking the referrals and managing the incentives is key, but also to build partnerships with the universities for the students and also for the homeowners to strengthen and build relationships with the current homeowners. For the key resources, it is necessary to have a budget for the incentives and the technological infrastructure for the referral tracking, and on the other hand also the personnel who manages the referral program. For the value proposition, we have for the homeowners and for the students the financial rewards, and for Bleisured the cost-effective customer acquisition and expanded network. For the customer relationships, we have the support for queries related to the referral program and the engagement of participants through social media and community events. In regards to the channels, on the one hand, we have for the students referral the direct marketing through university WhatsApp groups and email, and on the other hand, also word of mouth to empower current homeowners and students to share their positive experiences with Bleisured. For the customer segments, the students are engaged for their direct connections to the homeowners, and the current homeowners can refer new homeowners by sharing their positive experiences. And having now a look on the cost structure, it's the direct payments to students and homeowners, and also marketing and promotion activities, ending with staff salaries for the program management, and revenue is the management fees from the property services and the commissions from property sales.
Now let's talk about test and KPI evaluation. We see a slight increase in website traffic in the past days, which can partially be related to the new implemented programs. Since the solutions are cost-free, the cost per lead did not increase. 2 companies showed interest in collaborating with Bleisured, and no conversions were made. However, these are long-term KPIs, and so the KPIs meet our initial expectation and signal that we are on track with the program. On the VCW front, our understanding of the market has deepened significantly thanks to various interactions with market players. We've also maintained a rigorous schedule of weekly meetings, ensuring all deadlines are met. The application of the VCW framework has been meticulous, and feedback from KDMs Simon and Sebastian has been overwhelmingly positive, underscoring the significant impact of our project on Bleisured. To conclude phase 5 of the VCW, we now take a look at implementation and control. In our implementation and control phase for the Golden Visa and referral programs, we focus on several key areas to ensure success and growth. For the Golden Visa program, we emphasize rigorous compliance tracking, monitoring of investment conversion rates to understand our effectiveness in attracting and messaging clients, and conducting customer satisfaction surveys. Market share analysis and financial reporting helps us evaluate performance against competitors and assess the cost effectiveness of the strategies. In our referral program, we track new homeowner leads, measure program participation rates to fine-tune engagement, and analyze the incentive structure to optimize participation and growth, all while monitoring the network expansion to understand the broader impact of our referral efforts.
Now let's have a look at our conclusions. Currently, Bleisured manages its referral program and Golden Visa program internally, but as they expand, collaborating with key partners will be crucial for sustained growth and enhanced service quality. Those key partners include digital marketing agencies to boost online presence, legal experts to navigate complex regulatory landscapes, data protection specialists to secure sensitive information, and a robust CRM system for efficient customer management. Furthermore, event organizers and community coordinators are also essential for executing large-scale events that promote community engagement, and the key message is to leverage these partnerships as part of their long-term strategy to scale sustainably. This approach will ensure Bleisured maintains high-quality services, comply with regulations, and enhances their capabilities, supporting Bleisured's growth while keeping operations agile and aligned with their strategic goals.
We've structured our outcomes in 3 strategic initiatives. Firstly, to design a homeowner financial program. This initiative targets existing clients and aims to turn them into new homeowners, supporting them financially and guiding them through the process. Second, implemented strategic partnerships with Golden Visa investment companies and relevant trading platforms. By again engaging in relevant forums and social media groups, the aim is to expand Bleisured's reach and strengthen their market presence. Lastly, it was introduced a student referral program. This program not only aids students financially, but also encourages them to bring in new homeowners, expanding Bleisured's client base organically. Moving on to managerial implications, Bleisured is committed to the continuous nurturing of engagement with target audiences like the Golden Visa communities to keep them active and interested. To ensure effective scaling of operations to handle an increasing volume of customers while maintaining high service quality. To stay vigilant about legal and regulatory changes affecting marketing and operational strategies. Emphasizing stringent data security measures is crucial to protect customers' information in compliance with the strictest data protection laws. And finally, regular assessment and adjustment of initiatives against key performance indicators to ensure alignment with business goals and market needs.
After all, I must say I'm really satisfied with how the team proceeded. It was especially new for me to have such a broad question being worked on in a really structured way. And the team did not only have really nice and interesting ideas, but also through the whole method that the value creation wheel brings in, we were able to structure this problem that seems to be really hard to tackle in in bits that are possible to be tackled. And I'm really looking forward to what the outcomes will be also in the long run. But as of now, I can just say I'm really glad with how the team performed and that we had this opportunity.
Together with our KDMs from Bleisured, we reviewed our project with the VCW application and came up with 4 main lessons we learned. On the one hand, the systematic approach. It was really helpful for the idea generation to get a new perspective and new additional ideas. So it showed the importance of a structured ideation. Adding on that, the diverse input of the structured ideation through primary and the secondary ideas brought additional innovative and comprehensive ideas. On the other hand, the agile approach with the iterative rounds of the VCW was valuable for quickly adapting and refine ideas, filters, and strategies. Lastly, important to mention was the stakeholder engagement throughout the whole process, which ensured practicality and appeal of the solutions, which led in the end to a very effective project. We are now at the end of our value creation wheel project and want to thank you for your attention.